Tonight on News Prime, Governor Fugbara invites Speaker Amoyawele, other Rivers lawmaker for meeting. In business, federal government says local manufacturers losing out to fake products. And on the foreign scene, South Africa rejects megaphone diplomacy with U.S. amid diplomatic role. And in sports, Rivers United closed gap with NPFL leader Remo Stars. Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Prime on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Jumai Manson. Now, a quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. You can also download the Global TV Nigerian app for Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcast. Now the news info. The Governor of Rivers State, Simonalayi Fugbara, has invited the State House of Assembly, led by Martins Amoyawele, to a meeting. This follows the Governor's receipt of the certified true copy of the Supreme Court judgment of the political unrest in the state. The Governor made this invitation in a letter from the office of the Secretary to the State Government, Dr. Tami Danagogo, addressed to Martins Amoyawele as Speaker of Rivers State House of Assembly. A federal government's ambitious effort to overhaul the nation's tax laws has moved a step closer to reality, following the submission of over 200 memoranda by diverse stakeholders to the Senate and House of Representatives. The National Assembly's public hearing, which saw the participation of various interest groups, marked a pivotal movement in the country's quest to reform its tax system. The federal government has adopted Tai Solarin University of Education in Ijagun, Ogun State, as a federal university established by Ogun State government in 2005. The institution holds the distinguished position as Nigeria's first specialized university of education. It was named after Dr. Tai Solarin, a revered activist and the founder of Mayflower School in Ikenne. As a federal institution, Tai Solarin University of Education would be the first federally owned tertiary school in Ogun East Senatorial District. The Social, Economic Rights and Accountability Project has called on Senate President Godswill Akpabio to immediately reverse the suspension of Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan. The organization described it as patently unlawful and a violation of her rights to freedom of expression. Natasha was suspended for 6 months last week following allegations of speaking without permission and refusing to occupy her new seat in the Senate chamber. The First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, has honored women globally for their resilience, hard work and achievements in celebration of the 2025 International Women's Day. The theme of the 2025 International Women's Day is For All Women and Girls, Rights, Equality and Empowerment. In her message to commemorate the occasion, Tinubu encouraged women to cherish and support one another. Over now to Owerri Zonal Chairman of the All Progressive Congress APC, Paul Okpara, and Imo State Chairman of Action Democratic Party ADP, Uzo Mezi, have resigned from their respective parties. Along with other political chieftains and supporters, they announced their decision to align with a new movement focused on good governance and community development. Here's Amarachi Ibe's report.
At a press conference in Owerri, the state capital, Kajet Andug, the spokesperson for the Mazi organization, commended President Bola Tinubu for what he described as purposeful leadership and reaffirmed support for Governor Hope Uzodinma's administration. He emphasized the group's commitment to improving the lives of Imo people.
May we use this opportunity to express our profound gratitude to the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and the Governor of the state, Senator Hope Uzodinma, for their commitment to a secured and prosperous Nigeria. As we officially welcome prominent political players from various political parties in the state into our fold. Their decision to align with the Mazi organization is a clear indication of our shared vision for a better Imo State.
Speaking on behalf of the other defectors, Paul Okpara, Owerri Zonal Chairman of the APC, and Uzo Mezi, Imo State Chairman of the ADP, lauded the Mazi organization for its non-partisan vision for a better Imo State.
Today, I have decided to quit APC for reasons, personal reasons. I believe it is time for me to make a move to find other places where I can serve the state. And the best place is to join this trade.
Delighted to stand before you and ask to you that ADP will work with TFO. We are going to support it. We are going to help it.
With more politicians making similar move, the group says it remains dedicated to fostering inclusive governance and advancing community development. From Owerri, Amarachi Ibe, reporting for Global TV News.
Imo State Governor Hope Uzodinma has described the establishment of the Southeast Development Commission by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu as a crucial step towards addressing the challenges of the region, which previous administrations overlooked. The governor stated this while receiving the chairman and board members of the commission, led by its chairman Emeka Uwogu and managing director and CEO Mark Okoye, at the government house in Owerri. Again, Amarachi Ibe completes the report.
Welcoming the delegation, Governor Uzodinma commended President Tinubu for setting up the commission and congratulated the board members on their appointments. He pledged his administration's full support to ensure the success of the commission's mission in the southeast.
I see this as an opportunity from federal government to relieve the people of southeast the agony and sufferings occasioned by that ugly incident. On behalf of the people of Southeast region, particularly the Forum of Governors, which I share, will continue to be grateful to him.
In response, the SEDC board members emphasized their commitment to fostering economic growth and infrastructural development in the region. They outlined their ambitious plan to transform the Southeast into a major investment destination in Africa, with a target of increasing the region's investment portfolio from $40 billion to $200 billion by the year 2030.
We are also here today to show appreciation and support to Your Excellency and the people of Imo State for your unwavering support in making SEDC a reality. This visit serves as a foundation for extensive stakeholders' engagement in shaping the Commission's operation and intervention priorities.
We want to make the Southeast, working closely with you, Your Excellency, and all the other governors, the preferred destination for investments. We want to grow this Southeast economy from a $40 billion economy to a $200 billion economy in 10 years.
The visit signifies a renewed partnership between the SEDC and the Imo State government, as both parties work towards accelerating economic transformation in the region. From Government House, Owerri, Amarachi Ibe, reporting for Global TV News.
The Chief Judge of the Federal High Court in Abuja, Justice John Soho, has reassigned the case of the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, to another judge. Kanu had requested the recusal of Justice Binta Iyaku, the judge presiding over the 7-count terrorism charge brought against him by the federal government, while Justice Iyaku rescued herself from the trial and transferred the case file back to the Chief Judge for reassignment. The case file was, however, reassigned to her again. The Association of Local Government of Nigeria has taken legal action against the federal government on the implementation of local government autonomy. ALGON is demanding the inclusion of local government councils in the Federal Account Allocation Committee. ALGON Secretary General Mohammed Abubakar confirmed the suit, saying it was to ensure that local government received direct disbursements from the Federation as directed by the Supreme Court. In a recent operation, the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency uncovered a shipment of cannabis-infused candies intended for sale at a children's store in Lagos. The agency's spokesperson, Femi Babafemi, revealed this in his X post. Babafemi revealed that the candies, which were imported and branded as sweet treats for children, were found to contain a potent strain of cannabis, raising serious concerns about the safety of children's snacks. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has announced that aviation regulators will visit the state next week for a site inspection and review of the proposed Lekki International Airport ahead of construction. The project, subject to foreign exchange rates, was initially estimated to cost over 170 billion naira in its first phase. Sanwo-Olu reaffirmed his administration's commitment to delivering the airport and other key infrastructural projects across the state. The governor emphasized that these projects would drive future investments in Lagos. You are watching the live broadcast of News Prime. When News Prime returns, Nigeria, UAE to hold talks on visa restrictions. We have those details from the world of foreign as well as more stories from business and sports segments for you right after this break. Please stay with us. Do you know that global television can be watched in Nigeria and all over the world?
Download the Global TV Nigerian mobile app for Android and iOS devices to watch global television real-time from around the world. What are you waiting for?
Start downloading and stay connected to global television.
You're welcome back, and if you're just tuning in, this is News Prime on Global Television. Thank you for staying with us. In business now, the federal government has decried the counterfeiting of original made-in-Nigerian products, stressing that local manufacturers of high-quality products are losing out in the market to counterfeited Nigerian products brought through smuggling. Minister of State for Industry, Trade and Investment, Senator John Eno, who was on a tour of the Standard Organization of Nigerian Laboratories in Lagos, described his experience as terrible. The minister's industrial tour, which was a move to promote industrial growth and foster innovation, spanned 3 days, taking him to some other industries in the southwest under his ministry. Nigeria and the United Arab Emirates, UAE, are set to hold talks in the coming days to address the persistent challenges Nigerians face in obtaining visas. The talks aim to resolve concerns over visa restrictions and strengthen diplomatic economic ties between both nations. The decision was reached during a courtesy visit by Salam Saeed Al Masi, the Emirate ambassador to Nigeria, to Bianca Odumogu Ojukwu, Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, at the Tafawa Balewa House in Abuja. Booming cocoa prices are stirring interest in turning Nigeria into a bigger player in the sector, with hopes of challenging top producers, Ivory Coast and Ghana, where crops have been ravaged by climate change and disease. Nigeria has struggled to diversify its oil-dependent economy, by investors have taken another look at cocoa beans after global prices soared to a record $12,000 per ton in December. Patrick Adebola, Executive Director at the Cocoa Research Institute of Nigeria, says more than a dozen local firms have expressed interest in investing in or expanding their production this year, while the British government's development finance arm recently invested $40.5 million into Nigeria's agro-business. China says it would slap tariff on Canadian products, including rapeseed oil and pork, after a Beijing probe into levies imposed by Ottawa on Chinese goods last year. Beijing's Commerce Ministry said it would hit imported rapeseed oil cakes and peas from Canada with 100% tariff. Aquatic products and pork will face a 25% levy. Beijing says the measures will come into effect on March 20th. Investors in stock market traded a total of 1.818 billion shares worth 47.22 billion naira in 64,222 transactions this week on the floor of the Nigerian Exchange Limited, NGX. NGX in its weekly report in Lagos says this was in contrast to 1.848 billion shares worth 51.387 billion naira that exchanged hands last week in 63,090 deals. Consequently, the value of transactions traded by investors on the exchange declined by 8.81%. On the foreign news now, South African government says it will not take part in counterproductive megaphone diplomacy following a fresh social media post by U.S. President Donald Trump repeating his claim that Pretoria was confiscating land. Trump extended his intervention to relocate those he said were seeking to flee to South Africa for reasons of safety to all farmers and offered them citizenship. South Africa had previously said Trump has misunderstood the country's new Land Exploration Act. The Democratic Republic of Congo government has offered a reward of $5 million for help arresting 3 leaders of rebel group which has seized much of the east of the country this year. Karini Ingara, a former head of DR Congo's Electoral Commission, now leads the Congo River Alliance, which includes the M23 rebel group. He has addressed large rallies in the cities under the group's control. The bounty is also an offer for M23 leaders Saltine Makage and Berta Bissamiwa. Germany's conservative election winner Friedrich Merz says has agreed on tough restrictions on irregular immigration in talks with his likely future governing partners. Europe's biggest economy will reject undocumented migrants at its borders, including asylum seekers. After days spent hammering out key policy compromises, the 2 Big Ten parties plan to now move into full-fledged talks with the aim of building a grand coalition government next month. Ukraine's country's emergency service says Russia's strikes overnight had killed at least 12 people in eastern Ukraine days ahead of talks in Saudi Arabia between U.S. and Ukrainian regulators aimed at a truce. The Russian assault hit the center of Zaporizhzhia in Ukraine's Donetsk region separately. The Kyiv region military head Oleg says 1 person was killed in drone attack and 7 others wounded early Saturday in the city of Bergedihiv. 6 people died and hundreds were evacuated in the Argentine port city of Bahia Blanca as territorial rains flooded homes and hospitals, destroyed roads, and forced authorities to cut power. 8 hours of non-stop rain left the city of 350,000 people largely underwater and forced authorities to evacuate the Jose Penel Hospital. Images showed medical personnel evacuating babies from the hospital's neonatal unit, and the army was deployed to assist in rescue efforts. On sports now, Rivers United narrowed half the gap at the top of the Nigerian Premier Football League to 8 points after they defeated Niger Tornadoes, while leaders Remo Stars suffered 2-1 defeat at the Bendel Insurance. The Port Harcourt side moved to 46 points from 28 matches after Samson Obi struck the winner in the 83rd minute against Niger Tornadoes at the Adekiya Amamaka Stadium. Meanwhile, table toppers Remo Stars stumbled on their travels, falling 2-1 to Bendel Insurance in Benin City. Despite the setback, Daniel Ogumadede's men remain in control of the title race with 54 points from their fixtures. Nigeria's under-17 girls Flamingos have defeated their hosts, South Africans Botswana 3-1 to put a firm leg in the final round of the qualification series for this year's FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup finals. 4-goal scorer at the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup in the Dominican Republic last year, Shakirat Boshoud finished with Amperd in the 20th minute to put the 2022 FIFA World Cup bronze medalists ahead at the Lucas Masterpiece Rapide in the Pretoria, before Harmony Chidi, who scored 13 goals in the qualifying series for last year's finals, made no mistake from 6 yards as Nigeria was awarded a penalty. Botswana kept the Flamingos in their side when they also converted the penalty 2 minutes after the break, courtesy Malabana, but the prolific Harmony Chidi took Nigeria out of South Africa's side with a 3rd goal in the 68th minute. Novak Djokovic has suffered his 3rd straight defeat as Dutch lucky loser Botic van de Zerlub pulled up a shock victory in the 2nd round at the Indian Wells. The 7th seed lost 6-2, 3-6, 6-1 to the world number 85 in a subdued performance. Since memorably beating Carlos Alcaraz in the Australian Open quarterfinals, the 37-year-old has lost to Alexander Zverev in the semifinals in Melbourne, Matteo in Doha, and now in Evander Zerklip. Tonight, we end News Prime with a recap of our top stories again. We brought to you that Governor of Rivers State, Siminalayi Fubara, has invited the State House of Assembly led by Martins Amerwele to a meeting. And in business, federal government has decried the counterfeiting of original made-in-Nigerian products, noting that local manufacturers of high-quality products are losing out in the market to counterfeited Nigerian products brought through smuggling. And on the foreign scene, South Africa government says it will not take part in counterproductive megaphone diplomacy following a fresh social media post by U.S. President Donald Trump repeating his claim that Pretoria was confiscating land. And finally, in sports, Rivers United have narrowed the gap at the top of the Nigerian Premier Football League to 8 points after they defeated Niger Tornadoes, while leaders Remo Stars suffered a 2-1 defeat at Bendel Insurance. That's it on News Prime. A quick reminder that Global TV is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms now showing on your screen by using @Global TV NG. You can download the Global TV Nigerian app for Android and iOS device to keep track of our broadcasts. I am Jumai Manson. Thank you for watching.